Hey guys, it's King Kaiju here, and today we're going to be doing another Kaiju review, and this is one of the most long-coming reviews I think I've ever done because it's a very important monster to me on this channel. It is technically my very first Kaiju review, even though it's not the first one listed in the playlist, and I'll talk about that more here in a second, but again, very important Kaiju for me. It is Mogrudon. Now to those of you who are not familiar, I'm sure you're looking at this guy and being like, what the hell is this weird dolphin mole monster, and why is it so important to you? Well, first of all, the reason that it's very important to me is whenever I started this channel back up in 2017, I believe it was in October of that year, I made 2 videos in the span of one day. They did not have any editing, they were just me turning on the camera and talking to it. Those 2 videos were my introduction. If you look at my YouTube description, it was basically like a 2-minute video of me just repeating that. The second video was a Kaiju review, and I literally titled it that. I titled it Kaiju Review Number 1, and it was on the Bandai Mogrudon from Ultraman Cosmos. I've had this figure for a very long time, and it being the very first Kaiju review I technically ever did was something that was very important to me. I've since deleted all of those videos, as you can tell just by looking at my channel. I don't have any of them up anymore because they were like crap. They were not very good, and I'm not proud of them. But as cringy as they were, I'm glad that I did make them because they set who I am today. Obviously, I'm still doing Kaiju reviews, and it's taken me 88 of them to finally get around to doing the first ever monster I finally did. So without further ado, let us get into the detail of one of the most bizarre monsters I think I have in my entire collection. That is no understatement either. I have reviewed some weird monsters, and while I don't think this is the weirdest, I definitely think it's up there. First of all, as you can obviously tell, he's based on a mole, but they added a lot of bizarre features, like he has the body of a dolphin, and he also has this really spindly long tail, which actually in the show is longer. Bandai kind of skimped out and made it shorter than it actually is. But beyond all this, by far the weirdest thing this figure has going for it is that underneath his chest he has a gigantic smiley face. This thing is just, it's got so much weirdness to it. I love it. Context behind this, anyway, is that this is actually a tool that he uses to cause other attacking monsters to hallucinate. This is a distraction, essentially. He raises up his hands, waves them around, and of course, looking at this just mesmerizes his opponents and causes them to, like, lose their mind or something like that. It's been a long time since I've seen Ultraman Cosmos, but I very distinctly remember that. I like a lot of the detail that they put into the figure. Up here, it's not too noticeable. You can see that there's gills right here, and obviously he's got a nice little cute face right here. The fur detail is really good for the most part though, and the legs, especially the arms, front arms, they also look fantastic. The tail also has really good detail on it, although I wouldn't say it's as good as the legs. The legs have like a lot of nice scratches and wrinkles in them, while the tail doesn't have as much, but it does have paint all throughout it. Notably, shading continues all throughout the tail, and the tip right here is painted with these 3 yellow dots, which again, I don't know what the hell they're for. Yeah, overall, just a really weird looking monster in terms of detail especially, but they captured it perfectly. Articulation is actually really good too. He has, I believe, 7 or 8 points. His arms can move. His back legs can also kick and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure why you would move them too much. You can kind of use it to get it to where he's standing a little bit, but the effect doesn't look that great. And finally, his tail has 1, 2, 3, 4 points of articulation, so I was right, 8. 8 points of articulation throughout the entire thing, and half of that is in his incredibly long tail. You can curve out the tail kind of like I did in the beginning of the review to where you can have it straight facing like this, but if you're like me and you want to conserve space, you're going to just have it posed the natural way and have it curved in this weird little C position. We're going to go into sizing now, and I'll start off with another really weird looking Ultra monster. This is another one that's kind of started off my Kaiju reviews. Finally, after raising up the camera enough, you can see that it is Gold Ross. This really goes to show the size difference. This guy is tiny. He does have some really big proportions though. As you can see, his hand is about the size of Gold Ross's head. They do look really good though next to each other, and this does accurately show off how big he is in the show. He is not that big of a monster. This is a very random one, it might seem to you guys, but this is actually another one that does mean something to me. I'm going to now pull out one of my older figures, which is Cretaceous King Ghidorah. The reason that this is special to me is because the same Christmas in which I got Mogrudon, I also got Cretaceous King Ghidorah. They look really cool next to each other. I remember that I used to always play out the scenario that Cretaceous King Ghidorah was like the leader of this evil squad of monsters, being Dinosaur and Kelbeam included, but Mogrudon would always be the sympathetic character that would usually turn to good at the end of it. I had a whole lore session going on back in the day with these guys, y'all. Finally, for my third one, I just have this laying around from my last review, and it's the Godzilla Earth, the Atomic Breath variant. Again, standard 6-inch Godzilla figure, just for comparison. Yeah, Mogrudon is tiny here. Moving the camera back down on his level, that is going to conclude the review of Mogrudon, guys. I really enjoy this figure. There is not a lot to complain about with it. It's pretty good quality. It's got really nice detail for such a bizarre creature. The articulation especially is stellar, and the sizing is really accurate. This is about how big he was in his show. There isn't really a ton else to say about him, man. He's a really good figure if you can find him. Thank you all for re-endorsing my childhood a little bit with me and going back in time to the early days of my YouTube, and I will see you all in the next video.